It was a moment that left viewers across the nation holding their breath. In what began as a routine political interview, Rachel Maddow, one of the most recognizable voices in American media, appeared to mock Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s law degree. But what followed was not what anyone expected. Kennedy, with calm poise and undeniable conviction, delivered a response so sharp, so grounded in principle, that it silenced the entire room and the internet exploded in real time. The exchange began with Maddow questioning Kennedy's authority to speak on complex legal and political issues, her tone carrying a mix of skepticism and her trademark incisive critique. "A law degree doesn't automatically make someone an expert," she said, her voice dripping with disbelief, hinting that Kennedy's credentials were more symbolic than substantive. The subtle jab was enough to set the stage for a clash, one that promised tension, and it delivered. Kennedy, however, refused to rise to the bait in anger. Instead, he leaned into the moment with quiet authority. "I didn't pursue a law degree for recognition," he responded, his voice steady, eyes unflinching. "I pursued it because understanding the law is understanding the backbone of our society. It is not a trophy, nor a credential to flaunt up. It is a responsibility to justice, to fairness, and to truth." The room went silent. Crew members behind the cameras paused, and the live audience seemed frozen, unsure of whether to applaud or simply absorb the gravity of the words. Kennedy's reply was not just a defense of his degree, it was a subtle rebuke of a culture that often prioritizes optics over substance. The emotional weight of the moment was palpable. Kennedy is no stranger to scrutiny. Born into a family whose name has carried both immense admiration and immense pressure, he has faced public skepticism his entire life. Each accomplishment, his law degree, his environmental advocacy, his medical knowledge, is a testament to a life spent pushing against expectation and doubt. The exchange wasn't just about legal expertise, it was about proving one's worth in the face of relentless public judgment, and doing so with dignity. Maddow, usually quick with a follow-up jab or a pointed remark, seemed momentarily disarmed. There was a subtle shift in her demeanor, a recognition that Kennedy's response had transcended a personal defense and instead elevated the conversation. In that fleeting pause, viewers could sense a rare acknowledgement. Expertise, integrity, and commitment cannot be dismissed lightly. The impact extended far beyond the studio. Social media erupted with clips of Kennedy's response, trending across multiple platforms. Commentators, journalists, and everyday viewers debated the exchange, but many converged on the same sentiment. Kennedy had demonstrated a model of composure, intellect, and moral courage rarely seen in televised confrontations. Memes emerged, threads were created, and the debate wasn't just political, it was deeply human. What makes this story particularly powerful is the universality of its message. Kennedy's calm and articulate response speaks to anyone who has ever been underestimated, mocked, or questioned for their achievements. It reminds viewers that dignity is not maintained through aggression, and validation doesn't require approval from others. It comes from understanding your worth and standing firmly in it. Even more compelling is the underlying tension between media scrutiny and public perception. In a world dominated by sound bites, viral moments, and sensational headlines, Kennedy's poise served as a counterpoint to the noise. It reminded audiences that true expertise is built through dedication, resilience, and a willingness to face challenges head-on, even when the stakes are public humiliation or ridicule. By the end of the broadcast, Kennedy's message resonated far beyond political circles. It was a story about perseverance, about maintaining integrity under pressure, and about responding to criticism not with defensiveness, but with clarity and purpose. In the face of mockery, Kennedy demonstrated that knowledge, preparation, and moral courage can speak louder than any insult. As the cameras cut and the studio lights dimmed, one thing was clear: this moment would not be forgotten. Kennedy's response was more than a comeback, it was a lesson in strength, humility, and conviction. For viewers, it became a reminder that every hard-earned achievement, every sacrifice, and every step toward understanding and justice has meaning, even when challenged by skepticism or derision. In a time when civility often seems lost in public discourse, Kennedy's example stands as a beacon: courage, integrity, and knowledge have the power to not only silence doubt but to inspire change. And perhaps, in that brief yet powerful exchange, America was reminded that words when spoken with clarity, wisdom, and heart can transform not just a conversation, but the way we see each other and ourselves.